Yeah. Hello, my wonderful people of Biafra. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Please, we are sorry for the delay. It's just some technical problem, but now it's okay. Everything we are good to go. So, without not wasting much of our time, we go straight to our national anthem. Thank you. Hello, Max. Can you hear me? Hello, Max. Na n'iwe na-ekwu? Ah?
Go on, please. Mazi, can you go on?
Yeah. Start your national anthem now.
National anthem has started. It's long ago.
But another man living the another put now everywhere the this thing. It's not coming out.
They should have to finish playing.
Okay. Um How about our leaders player?
I want to remind us that
where you are, we are going to get back to you, but first of all, we must pray. And I'm going to pray a very simple prayer that I pray always, the Lord's Prayer, which reminds us about the supremacy of the Almighty Creator. A very simple prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forevermore, we pray. He said,
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. IPOB wants family. IPOB wants family. One family. IPOB. Sorry, Umuchineke. You know, as people can see, we are having a kind of little technical problem, but I think it's stable now. So before we proceed, we have to introduce ourselves. My name is Mazi EZUMEZU. Mazi, please, can you introduce yourself to Biafrans?
Good evening, everybody, and lovers of freedom. My name still Umeh Mazi Umeh George. Reside here in UK. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. This program, we are not going to take much of your time. We have some few things that we want to talk about, and as you can see, our flyers is there. So, first of all, Mazi, you can see today in Biafraland, everywhere was okay. The market does not like lockdown. Does not like lockdown in Enugu. Enugu was boiling. Enugu was going up and down. A lot of people is moving. Market is open. In Anambra State, the same thing. In Imo State, the same thing. Ebonyi, the same thing. Abia, the same thing. There's nothing like lockdown. Everywhere was moving. But a lot of people are saying a lot of junk in the media. But we don't want to digress there. So, Mazi, do you have anything to say about it before we move on? We go to our main topic.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Well, I mean, the issue on the ground is inevitable as it stands today because this is what happened when things fall apart. Then so many things will creep in. But as it stands, Biafrans already demonstrated who their leader is and the direction they are following. But those that are trying to force our people, we don't force anything to our people. We are here to liberate them, to comfort them. If you remember our leader, 20 seconds he has on the court, he still remains, let Biafraland be peaceful. Whoever that is sympathetic to our leader, that love our leader, the only thing he will do is to hearken to his word, obey his commands. Onyendu have knocked on the chest many times. He said it doesn't matter where he is, that Biafra shall be restored. But so far as he lives, we all must follow his directives. So it's a good thing that Biafraland is regaining her glory and calmness is taking place. And what we say is those that are causing all this mayhem must restrain themselves. And all this crime must never be committed under the umbrella of IPOB. There are so many things happening within. We all know that. And we know where all these problems started. But people are taking advantage. That's what happens sometimes. You remember the end SARS, the same thing happened. Onyendu saw it. That was why Onyendu suspended this Monday ghost town in the first place. But those that, defile our leaders' word, today they're seeing the dividends of what they have done. So for me, it's a wonderful news. And there was no sit at home across all these 5 days they have proclaimed because Onyendu made it clear through the communication of the voice of Barrister Emeka. So, Mazi, we stop here for this and thank our people back home for their resilience and steadfastness on what they are doing until Biafra is restored. Our leader will come out and everybody will rejoice. Mazi Ndewo. Thank you.
Yeah. Mazi, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mazi.
Dale.
Yeah, Mazi, as you can see, we have few things to talk about. But first of all, there is this gazette about our radio in London. I think this will be the second time this is happening.
Yeah.
So, Mazi, I think Biafrans would like you to tell us and to tell us how it works, because you live in UK. You are in position to tell us about it. Please, can you educate us what is really happening about our radio in UK, please?
I would have loved to put it on screen, if I may. Probably I just need a couple, 1 or 2 minutes. I want to upload something.
Okay.
But before that, what I want to say to our people is that this gazette in company's house does not really mean, especially this has happened. This is second time this is happening within IPOB structure, and since Biafra was registered. All our companies in UK here, Radio Biafra, IPOB and IPOB and IPOB worldwide, CIC. CIC. So it is very, very imperative people understand how the structure and how things work in United Kingdom, because last year the same thing happened. A lot of people took it as a content, as a saga. But what this entails is that we have a vacuum of leadership within IPOB as it stands today. This kind of a thing popping out within IPOB does not tell where that seems that something is wrong somewhere. And those that don't understand, a lot of people will be explaining things they don't know. Everything is not saga. Some people are writing that the company Uchemofo open. For those of you who does not understand how United Kingdom is a very civilized country, and everything is actually literally online. If you type company's house now, company's house will give you, if you time permit us, I would have done all this, but I don't have time. I won't be able to do this now. I will explain this, but if people really want us to go dive into this, I'll dive into it. But I will say it verbally, explain to the layman perspective what you understand. I own a company here, so it's not like I'm saying something. I can upload my own company. I told you how many times I've get gazette letter, even struck out. Now, structing out is all these things is a notification. Because you have not paid that £15 or £14.99 supposed to pay yearly to company house. Those three companies has been merged together. For some of them writing today, they don't understand what Mazi Ikechukwu was talking about now is playing in. He played in last year. This is the first time from 2015 Onyendo had issue. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It was 21 and 22. IPOB or Radio Biafra has come out in public domain with gazette. Because I want to tell those people that we are carrying smear attack to Mazi Ikechukwu. Darlington Imo has issue with Uchemofo for a very long time. This thing has been happening. It's been held in our letter because this is the job of the accountant. Accountant, people must understand that company's house is different from HMRC. Yeah? Now, but you can't do company house is where you register for your company first before now you go to the HMRC. Anytime you're doing your tax return, you have to tally with the date you open your company to HMRC. That's tax return now within the tax return in United Kingdom. So that gazette you see they're writing is a notification because of a lateness for you to pay that £15, I think £14.99 if I'm not mistaken. Because my accountant does it for me. Even this year on, he does it for me. I got an email from him. So why I'm saying this to Biafrans. So ignore that thing that you see they're peddling, because sometimes it's very, very bad. Even the so-called leadership that are trying to lead us don't even understand how things work in UK. And they still allow people within IPOB calling themselves media warriors to go talking about things they know nothing about. Now you're pointing out company Uchemofo register. Company Uchemofo register now currently in UK is one the account they're using here, bearing in the name. So, but why would he saying something like that? The company, the three company has been tied together, is under one banner now, but they still pay their company because on tax return in company's house, they merge all this company together and bring them under IPOB Worldwide CIC. This is one thing Mazi Ikechukwu was pointing out. And all of you want to eat him alive because he saw something going on and they bring it to notice. The leadership doesn't want to do anything about it. Or they say, oh, we are aware. You are aware of what? What were you aware of? Now, IPOB every year will have to come out and defend Gazette every year. Second year, just the second year Onyendu is being, renditioned. But when Onyendu was 5 years, we don't know where Onyendu was. We never had that kind of problems. Things was running smooth. That is the vacuum of leadership. But the only thing I want to clarify tonight is this. When you see the Stroking or Gazette, that is proceedings in the United Kingdom. When you're late to pay your company tax due yearly, you're supposed to pay. If I'm not mistaken, anywhere you are, go to your type internet, company house United Kingdom, you see how much companies pay to register. That's what you will have to pay every year. And anytime you're late to pay that money, they'll be writing you. That is, you can do it yourself. Your accountant can do it for you. So that is what I want to clarify. Because, like I said, there's three of them, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And you could see that the companies are different. The company registered because we registered number. You see, IPOB Worldwide Limited, right? That one has less than 2 months. Worldwide Limited. Then IPOB is Indigenous People of Biafra, in bracket IPOB. Striking off date says 6th of 9, 2022. Dissolution date says 13/09/2022. Yeah, but all these things is something that is going to reverse. Now, if it comes to Radio Biafra is the one that says striking off action discontinues, meaning that they're not carrying it out anymore. So all these kind of letters will be coming off and on. Whenever you late to pay that £15, normally you have to pay yearly, right? So they say, now it said on IPOB Radio Biafra, which is the registration number, the company number is 08635030. Yeah, and you read on this, it says struck off action discontinued, meaning they're not carrying it out anymore. And now it said cause has been shown why the above company should not be struck off the register. And accordingly, the register is taking no further action under section 1000 of the Companies Act 2016, pursuant to the notice date 16/10/2022, meaning that they're not carrying it out anymore. So why I'm just trying to say this, we want to clarify this because it's been convoluted and now they're taking it into a saga within those, a lot of people these days, we can't even differentiate what is wrong and what is good and what is bad. We're talking about IPOB here. The argument now we're having online is £15. This free company is £45. That is the argument we're having here now. People have been setting it as something they woke up in the morning talking about. This is a job of an accountant and it's been taken care of for your information. But this thing is what is showing you today is that failed leadership and vacuum we're having within the leadership of IPOB. Those that are taking the helm of affair of IPOB, that are not listening, that are not following instruction of our leader. Because if they follow instruction of our leader, we won't have this problem. This problem will never emanate. All this problem is negligent, nothing else. There's nothing else. So there's no need for panicking or explaining what people don't know. Striking off and everything is a due process here in United Kingdom. Even as I am now, I haven't done my personal tax return, even including my company's one. But the 31st of this month, even if you didn't do it, they'll still notify you. Tax I did 2 years ago, they sent me £200 fine and everything. My accountant have done, I have to write because this country have to challenge everything they send to you. I have to email them.
Okay. So, Maz, now what we understand from your for your explanation that when you late to pay your tax return, you will get this.
not tax. This is a company's house registration fee
Okay.
yearly. It's annually, which is about £14.99, which is £15.
Okay.
It's not tax. It has nothing to do with tax return. Tax return is different.
Okay, when you need to pay the £15, you will get this gazette.
Yeah.
And when you pay it, everything is normal.
Of course.
No. Okay. So, Mazo, because I saw we saw online that people are saying that it was the one Uchemefo register. Please, we want you to explain this better for Biafrans to understand. You know.
Well, this is the problem. Now, this is the why we are out. People are taking things personal. No matter what Uchemefo has done, Uchemefo doesn't have any owe to any of this company anymore. Uchemefo has been taken out of these companies because it was under IPOB banner. So if you go company house with Uchemefo once a director, is no longer a director there. So it has got nothing to do with Uchemefo. It has got nothing to do with Uchemefo.
Okay.
The company, listen to me. You see that crime they committed in that company house, striking Onyendu's name out completely. If you imagine they struck Onyendu out, but we ask they revert it, that is in company house. So everything can be reversible on this particular thing because it's a company house. You paying them yearly. So somebody's sitting somewhere telling you the one Uchemefo, which one do Uchemefo open? The one Uchemefo open here, if I'm not mistaken, in this particular thing here should be IPOB, if I'm not mistaken. Should be IPOB Worldwide Limited. And that is the one that are tied with a UK account. This is account to be paying money that we don't know what they do with the money. This is the particular this name, but they're using the name. Uchemefo don't use it. This is one thing about these people. They start talking something they don't know. Including Chikeroziam himself, you don't know anything about United. You don't live here. I told them this thing. I said, you don't freaking live here. For some of them, they use the word, what you know is bigger than you. But if got people that are doing this job, allow them to do it. But if somebody is doing something and dodgy, we find it out, we must checkmate it. The question was, why did we struck Onyendu's name out of company house? And this is electronic, this is a data crime. Our generation, my four kids will wake up in this country. One day they go to company, they will read that Mazin Nankan, a time there was a day his name was struck out of all the whole company. Because this three company was merged as one. If you go to company's house now, this company is under IPOB Worldwide. You see the IPOB, all this company, Radio Biafra and IPOB Worldwide, all of them now are under Indigenous People of Biafra bracket. That's Worldwide, IPOB Worldwide CIC. That is where all of them are. They merged these three companies, all these two companies under one company. But they still pay that particular fine every year. So if somebody sits somewhere and says, the one which you for open, the one which you for doesn't run it anymore. That is the problem. It's in our code of conduct, even wherever you open for IPOB, is IPOB property. It is not yours. Which never took the company with himself. This has got nothing to do. Instead of them to explain to Biafrans what is happening, now they turn it into saga. Every opportunity they got now, they turn everything like where we are running after is even far off, better off, like what we are running away from. The three companies still under IPOB, Mazi. I will open it if we have time, or me and you. I will tell you. I would send you if I can open it. I'll just send it to you. You watch it by yourself. So this matter shouldn't be arising. But the reason why is that within the family, the people that are dealing with this are dealing with it. But I'm explaining it. It's not a big deal for those that are running around with it. IPOB, Radio Biafra. Last year, that's the same thing they said last year. At the end of the day, what happened at the end of the day, it was sorted out. And that was the time we found out how this crime they committed in company's house. And now again, the thing is ugly head again because of the lapses they're living. Because people are doing things they don't supposed to do. It is not your job. Allow those is being their job. Or now, I don't know if they have changed the address from where Radio Biafra address is. I don't know if they have changed it. I wouldn't know. So, but what I'm here to tell Biafrans is this. There is no need for you to panic. And this doesn't require any pointing finger to people which did not do any wrong to open company here. And that company is still under IPOB. Even though Biafra is once a director there. That was the argument. So people must respect that. Regardless what you do, if you go to company's house, Uchemefo was once a director as well there. You understand me? But today he's not anymore. Because Onyendu, he is the He himself, he knows that. But he can make, somebody can be, he can have a two director in company. He can give people directorship. It's up to you. It's like a shareholders, you know what I mean, within the company. So that's how I will explain this, Mazi. And the reason why we're explaining this is for people to understand that it is not something you should worry about or something people should be running around saying things they don't know. You know? So that's it, Mazi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mazi, one more question about it again. You know, the Gazette letter, is it in public domain or they send it to the individual, you know, to the person that is responsible for the letter? Is it in public domain? When you go to a company house in UK and go to their website, you will see the letter there, the Gazette, you will see it there, or did they send the letter through post to a person?
You can find it. You can find, because everything about company house is open. Once you know the name of the company, you type all the information will prompt. Even as you are there now, if you go to company house and type Radio Biafra London, every information will show you the information.
Okay.
Yeah, it will show you the information, but they still send letter.
Yeah,
depends if you're paperless. If you're not paperless, then if you're paperless, they will still send you letter before the Gazette took place. That's how they do.
Okay,
that's the proceeding. It's normal stuff. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful people of Biafra. I hope you guys have understood Mazi George Umeh. No, I call him senior comrade. You know, the man that if you don't understand, when he sit you down and explain, you will understand what he's saying. So there's no cause for alarm. Everything is okay. It's just that it was a delay paying the £15. That's why we have the Gazette. Everything is normal. There's no panicking. Those who is trying to turn into saga, please, we have more job to do. Please don't turn to saga, please. No. Please, I'm begging you guys, please. So, Mazi, there is this wonderful letter Barrister Lawyer Jamako posted, you know, about International Criminal Court, that they have acknowledged that, you know, they received the petition, something. Mazi, do you have anything to say? Explain about it to Biafrans.
Well, you see, the process we have chosen to restore Biafra is purely peaceful and legal means. That's what IPOB has been choosing. This is not the first time we've been going to Hague, but it is actually even the United Nations Working Group have showed their own. But that is the essence of consistency is the key. That's an acknowledgement of the petition they filed to ICC, right? Somebody would think ICC is not effective, but they are. But it depends on when the interest is overwhelming, because there's a political correctness going on within ICC. But let me say this here. I said it the last time in our program. Charles Taylor went to prison not because of Liberians. He went to prison because of Sierra Leoneans, because they believe that he's the one that engineered their own people to carry out the menace they carried in their country. So they are taking record. There's so many dictators that went to prison through ICC. But how do we get there? It is what we are doing today. That is why it's very important to understand how the international law functions. You see, the international lawsuit, that is the proceeding for you to get there. You will have to count one before you count two. What you don't know, you need to find out. You might be a lawyer in a different continent of the world. Once you're not into that international arena, if you want to do anything, you have to consult. You have to consult again. As a consultancy, you need to consult. You need to understand how things work. Well, that's a wonderful one. We'll have that acknowledgement letter here. Paul, we don't want to read it because it simply said that the lawsuit has been acknowledged and the number and everything was there, but it didn't say in particular what lawsuit is it and for what purpose is it. But like I said, that shows consistency, because Ejimako has been exceptional. I have to say this. I'm just looking at what he has done for this short period that he joined the team. All of them are doing things on their own capacity, how they are, but the visible things It has been consistency. That's why I said, don't allow emotion to take you away from your, intelligence, which is your professional. And he's been exhibiting that, cohesing with the international arena, which is that is his job. So
Maz, please wait. Can you bring it up so just people to see it, those that have not come across it. So
yeah,
they can
we
see
can
it there.
we can do. It's not a problem.
Okay, yeah,
That's not a problem. Yeah, that's the letter there.
yeah.
Just simply said this was actually on this is Hague, Friday, the 9th of December 2022, on behalf of the prosecutors, and I thank you for your communication received on the 28/09/2022, as well as my subsequent related information. It appears that your communication related to a situation that has been the subject of the preliminary examination by the officer, the prosecutor, in bracket office, and has been completed with a decision that the elective criteria has been met, meaning that they've accepted it, and your communication will be forwarded to the relevant teams to be analyzed together with other related communication and other available information under the Article 53 of the Rome Statutes. As part of any preliminary examination process, the prosecutor must consider whether there is a reasonable bias or belief that crime within the jurisdictions of, that's the point, you have to underline that word. Jurisdiction is very, very important when it comes to law, of the court have been committed. The gravity of the crime, whether a national system are genuinely investigated and prosecuting the relevant crime bracket, which would prevent the ICC from doing so. And one second, I think I need to bring this up a little bit. And the interest of the justice.
Yeah, Maz, we don't need to lead it up because people have seen. We just want to bring it up. Who will see what we are talking about, So
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's what it is. So, but it's just simply meaning that but it doesn't. The reason why I wanted to read a bit down, but
Okay.
this is an acknowledge. This is just to acknowledge it in a preliminary. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but it's that's what. Remember the conversation me and you were having before we come on program. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, jurisdiction is very, very important. If you see where you say a bracket, because at the end of the day, they have to find out if the gravity of the crime, whether national system are genuinely investigated and prosecuting the relevant crime, in bracket, which would prevent the ICC doing so. Because at the end of the day, the reason why sometimes where crimes committed is very, very important before you even file litigation to somebody. Yeah, it has to be within the jurisdiction, like the EU have its own law, right? And when you talk about extraditing somebody, there must have a treaty between the two countries. Back in the days, people used to commit crime in Europe and went to South America. Then they didn't have treaty of extraditing those people. But at the 90s, like Brazil, they have to reverse those laws because they want now to be in international arena. They want to welcome more people because then they were looking for money. So people were stealing from Europe and bringing it to Brazil, then they welcome you. I'm just giving you an instance, something I know of. So when you're dealing with international law, it has to do with jurisdiction. Very, very important. I know why I make these references. So having said that, but like I said, this is evidence of, there have been consistency, Bruce Fame, and this is how our case will continue to soldier on until the world will give us that attention we are looking for. Freedom is not given, it's taken. Imagine, look at Israel, where Israel is. I just give you an example. For Israel to be, Jerusalem to be recognized as the capital of Israel, remember that Palestine was created by this British you seen today, just to unseat them, even though everything about that particular place is artificial, because Israel is in. If you look at it, where Israel is in Africa, but today is in Europe. They have boundary with Egypt. Some of us don't know this. So, but at the end of the day, the problem is that there is a political correctness going on. And some of us think that by shouting or by making loud noise that Biafra is going to come. Onyendu said that this project is a 30 years project. It took Israel 20 good years, 2 decades. Every president in America have promised them they're going to make that pronunciation. None of them did that. It was only Donald Trump. And that's one of the things they hated him for. That is one of the things they hated that man for. Because he didn't give a damn about anybody. Because it's in the Bible. It's the Bible, the holy book we are reading, is there. So why are they debating about it? Why I'm saying this tonight for some Biafran to understand what we are fighting for. I only say that Biafran, we are fighting demon. The last miracle, how Biafra is going to come, is not about all this ranting. It's going to be the last miracle. And no man is going to give us Biafra. So, but what they are doing, we have to commend Mazi Ikechukwu, Barrister Ikechukwu, and his team for their marvelous work they are doing. And I believe that with this they are doing, it's not just have to be on that, because the zoo who we are fighting, we can't make any headway there because they don't obey court order. And another thing is because of that jurisdiction, because he has a sovereignty. That is why you see they're pinpointing all those points they're making there, they're telling you jurisdiction. See in bracket, they bracket it. They have the reason why they're saying that. That's political incorrectness in quote, but let's leave it there. Thank you, Mazi.
Yeah. So, Mazi, today's program, we are not going to, waste waste time. We are here just for you to explain to Biafrans that the Gazette have nothing to do. It's not a big deal. That is just because they did not pay the 15 pounds. So excuse me, Biafrans. So just because they did not pay the money in time, that's why the letter pump up. So Mazi, there is our Saturday program is going to be hot. It's going to be hot. Biafrans, please, Saturday program, please don't miss it. It's going to be hot because here we come with evidence. We are not into saga. We are not here to gossip. But we come with evidence. Come with your open hearts. Here you will hear the bitter truth. Saturday program is going to be hot. We are going to expose Mazi Tony Ezumike with his sword. People will hear his word, what he said. We are going to expose him. The bitter mind he have from our HOF, our head of finance. People are going to hear the bitter truth. People are actually going to hear the bitter truth from his mouth. He said that Onyendu is the only one that can see the account, that can give order to audit the account. Saturday is going to be hot. Saturday is going to be for our deputy HOD, Mazi Ezumike. We don't gossip. We come with evidence. We hear it. Mazi, do you have anything to say on it? Or have any other thing to say?
That matter should remain till Saturday. I just want to reiterate again.
Yeah.
On issue on the ground, because our people are very, very docile, as our leader said. Yeah. This tweet, we should not ever forget this particular tweet. You see this tweet?
Yeah.
Remember when we did this program, I told you that Barrister Stefan Ejiofor, if he did not come out to clarify this tweet, that he will become my problem, because he's openly demonstrating that he is aiding and abetting with the CABAL within IPOB. This particular tweet here is a dispute. And as we speak, Ogbonnia Abraham must take his position, which I know he has taken his position doing his underground work in Germany as the interim national coordinator of Germany. Because Onyendu's word, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on that Saturday, I will come back to this matter again. Any word Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pronounce become a law. Those that are making law in parliament, they're not even close to our leader. That's what they call executive arms of laws. That they sign, even in America. The only president can dissolve it when they come in. When they only do pass a verdict, no man within IPOB arms of governance can refute it. What I'm saying tonight, in a very good manner, is that I know that what have happened within a couple of days ago was a mere distraction, and you see them now talking about Gazette to drift attention, because what they're looking for something to drift attention. None of them write about free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Time to time they will put pictures of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a prisoner of conscience. We know all of you are happy that is where he is. But let me tell you one thing you must understand. Because IPOB today, majority of them today have turned IPOB into Igbo Union. I saw them in London here saying they're doing end of year party, dancing. Very pathetic, very hypocritical individuals, shooting themselves in the foot. Very pathetic. But that's not my problem. The fact I'm trying to make here is that this tweet is what every genuine Biafra must be asking question about. Probably some of you know, when you say if you want to hide a thing for a black man, you hide it. Mazi Barrister Aloy Ejimako is an erudite, an international lawyer. I remember when Onyendu was rendition, none of them understood what rendition was, including Malami, the AGF of the Damnable Zoological Republic of Zoo. Don't even know what rendition mean. Rendition has happened here in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. Umar Oduko, the same man that committed this same crime, on his deathbed that he committed this one, because it was impostors that committed this crime, added with those that will think we are together with. But Onyendi knew, because Yahweh knew he was going to be handed over, and he knew who was going to sold him. That's why Onyendu said, those that mentioned their name, they are not the ones that sold me. And he's not concerned about those that sold him because he's on a mandate. So what I'm saying here is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made a pronunciation, and that pronunciation must follow suit. And Ogbonnia Abraham tonight, I know you're doing your work. The so-called, the former national coordinator to Germany, which is, what is his name again, Mazi? If you remember that guy's name.
Collins Chinedu.
Collins Chinedu. Any IPOB family member dealing with that guy, you are the greatest enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want to make it open tonight. Anybody fan communicating with that, because we know over time we have seen all these media worms, this gang of idiots. Some of them benefit nothing, but they want to remain relevant, because I wasn't part of them. Mazi Ikechukwu, speaking to some of them was because of Mazi Ikechukwu. And I get to understand that our people, that thing that have run away from our people for all my life, I didn't make a mistake. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu voice was what I had. I don't associate in meeting. So when I see you dancing and drinking, that is not, if I want to drink, I drink in my house. What I'm saying here is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's word, so far as IPOB is concerned, he's the main, our spiritual leader, because he gave that respect to our internal leader. He's the only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that mentioned Ojukwu, called him in our internal leader, because we don't even know what internal mean. He remained, his position is unquestionable, regardless whatever has happened. Tonight, I'm calling out Chike Doziem. Your name is mentioned here. You quickly wrote a memo to buttress what Barrister Nnemeka. Remember that Nnemeka is not our leader's lawyer. I hope Biafrans are aware. I hope you guys know. But Chike Doziem honors his word. But he failed to honor the word of our special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he didn't favor them. And that is where Chike Doziem shot himself in the foot. And that's where he lost the legitimacy of passing any order to Biafrans. Because Onyendu have found a better way to communicate to Biafrans. He think it's a joke. We will let you slide. You see this propaganda you guys are well into. He's going to swallow all of you. IPOB was found solely under the armpit of truth. If you, Chike Doziem, ignore this particular tweet, the day you ignored it and honors Nemeka, that is not even Onyendu's direct lawyer, means that, my brother, you have shot yourself in the foot and you know your position you're held in is temporary and you know you lost it. Because it's going to be announced if you know time is not be taken. Mark my word somewhere. The same way you've been threatening people, you guys must do the right thing because our leaders' orders been flouted and riffraffs are giving you advice in the open to disobey Onyendu. And IPOB worldwide family are sitting down watching this shenanigan goes on. And people like us will not keep quiet because we swore on oath to restore Biafra. I've lose everything. I don't need nothing. If it's not Biafra, I don't give monkeys about nothing. From the heart. So Mazi, my plea tonight, we're pleading to them again because this is how we come in peace all the time. This particular tweet, Obonia Abraham, he already assumed his position in Germany. Now I'm telling you that because I think we have that guy's ranting when he came to UK here. Alpha Media had it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to play his voice again to let Biafrans know that anybody associating themselves with this bandit, you know that you are the greatest enemy of Mazi Nanikan and Biafran, the genuine IPOB hardcores at large. Mazi Nanikan's word will never allow to drop on the ground. Some of them were saying that, might be thinking that, why do I mention Uche Monfort? Uche Monfort remain our reference point. And until I see somebody that can surpass Uche Monfort, I will always mention his name. Because 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. Remember we have, when you talk about infiltrator, the infiltrator we have on 2015 was the resident ones, not outsider. Clifford Iruanya them, Umeh them, EZUMEZU them, Umeh Ikechukwu them. These are men. When these men are assembled on Radio Biafra, my brother, I don't know what else you want to know. For those that were present on those days. When these men assemble on Radio Biafra, but what happened? They could not do anything because all these things you seen today was the script they played. This is a script they played on 2015, 16, 17, 18. No, 16, 17, all of them were off. 16, they were off. But what I'm saying to Biafrans to understand that some of you just came in or you don't understand what is going on. There's nothing they are doing now they have not done before. The only difference was they didn't have the upper hand then because there was somebody standing against them with their plan, with their agenda. And who do you know who that person was? Uche Monfort of today. That Uche Monfort that you see today that have become a devil. As you see him as a devil today, look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself question. What has been your attribute to IPOB? What have you done for IPOB that's visible? I left Uche Monfort with Chukwu Okabiama. And Mazi Nanikan have not said anything about Uche Monfort. Some people must remember this. Don't be sentimental. Mazi Nanikan have never come out and told us that Uche Monfort this XYZ. I live in here in UK. I have never spoken to Uche Monfort even before this thing happened, like 2 years or so. I can't remember last time I spoke to him. The last time I spoke to Uche Monfort was on air. I call on air. I call in because I normally call to make announcement or maybe some information. But I was calling him that day. There was something I wanted to tell him that day. And when I called him, he was on air. He put me on hold. I cut off that phone. That was the last time I spoke to him. I don't know if it's 2017 or 2018. I can't remember. That was it. I live in UK. I've not seen him with my eye for more than how many years now? But why I'm saying I will always mention Uchemofo's name is because what is happening today in IPOB is an eyesore. Chikedoziem have legitimized autopiloting within IPOB by publicly ignoring Onyendu's direct order. That is court martial. That is gross insubordination. That's nothing else you would do in this world. Even Charles Rabbi opened his mouth and said, George, you can never, nothing you will do is to disobey Onyendu. Like I said, in UK here, we have it on a note. 5, let me put 5, verifiable with evidence, which this guy have flouted with that Mijik that lives in Switzerland. That is brother. They call us in Abani. That devil. I call that man devil because he's ugly for face and everything about him is ugly. The way he talk, what I man is evil is evil. I, George, you may say it because if he's in my face, I will tell him more. You know? The reason why I'm making this reference to now is to just understand. Onyendu words can never be stepped. No one can suppress Onyendu's words.
Yeah, Mazi Ndewo. Mazi, I think, we will continue to talk about this post from our ally Ejimako, this message from our leader, because there is a reason why our leader decided to start passing message like this to us. And I always tell people, Biafra Wabara, IPOB is a spirit. Remember, the first time this message was out, that time it was out, everywhere was silent. I said it before, everywhere was quiet until Mazi Chinasanworu started posting, sending indirect message to the chat card media warrior to attack our barrister, sending also the CABAL boys to attack our barrister. But look at it in this way. It's not up to 1 week or 2 weeks. The same another message came again, similar in this angle. It was on voice notes, and barrister Nnemeka mentioned 3 names: Chinasanworu, Chikedoziem, Emapowafo. That means those names, they are not respecting our leader's message. And barrister Nnemeka tell them, please, this is the message from our leader. Say it the way the way I said it. Either you put it in writing or you go on Little Biafra to announce it. Now, Chikedoziem acknowledge it. But the first one, he didn't. Mazi, this will give us let's take some minutes. We have to do justice to this issue. We have to play a caller that called Tony Ezumike pertaining about this issue. I want you to hear what Tony Ezumike said. I want you to hear what he said. I think, should I play it on background or should I bring it up? It was on Radio Biafra.
Play on the background.
Okay. It's very important. Very, very important.
Mazi Chinasanworu bụ nyanwa bụ the chief. Yes, us now was not gonna. I'm the commander of the agent or provocateur. Now I'm the commander of agent or provocateur. That guy. Like I said, if it's visible, these guys are evil. All of them from A to Z. So, do you have the video? Because we don't want to waste too much time on this. Like I said, he mentioned exact word. When this incident happened, nobody said anything, but they attacked him. But nobody said a word to Nnemeka. I don't know if they know who Nnemeka is. But I stand Nnemeka within those councils that they always go to see Onyendu. He is present within. in that Federal High Court, who he is actually. But nobody said anything. They didn't say anything. But if I knew Ejimako, Aloy Ejimako, they have said all manner of words for a man to deliver a message that his client have ordered him to do. You know, and it's quite pathetic that our people are so uncivilized. You know, and I don't want to use some derogatory words, but at the end of the day,
yeah, Maz, I can't play it on telephone because it was already on the system, but it was on Radio Biafra, you know. But this message is very important. You know, I want Biafra to hear what the person asked him and what was his response. And at the end of the day, I want Biafra to hear what Jonathan said. And Jonathan said that anything that leadership said is final. Means our leader, our spring leader, what he said is not final. It's what they are saying is final. It's very important. No,
Jonathan, put it up. Let's just see it because we don't have much time. Yeah. We need to shut this program down.
It's very, very important. I want people to listen to it. You know, what we are doing here is not saga, but we are bringing what they said. Now we are bringing their words.
Put it up quickly so we can listen to it.
Yeah. Mas almost something else in winning. Just name.
Well, I just want to. What I want to say again, like I've already said before, is very, very imperative that Mazi and IPOB worldwide. This is a very stale advice to coordinators across board. You might be boxing to corner not to do what you're supposed to do. But I want to let all of you understand that IPOB, while we are in IPOB, you must have to have a reason to be an IPOB member. And you have to ask yourself, this is not Igbo gathering, Igbo union, where they go and cook rice and drink alcohol and people clap and go home without no any objective of why you're gathering. You contribute money, some bunch of criminals will gather and eat that money. That's not what IPOB was formed. That is why we have a structure. But they have bastardized it. Because if you contributing money and it's going in the hand of people that is not people that are supposed to handle the money, what do you think they will do with money? That's the level Chikedoziem and his brother, Austin Abani, with their cohort, have brought IPOB, but God forbid, not on our own watch. Because we know the reason why, we know what we have left behind. We want to change the kind of position we are in. That's why we're asking to come out of the zoo.
Yeah. So, Mazi, yeah, I want Biafra to listen.
I not how to say this, but to be honest, from the bone marrow, from the blood of mine, I am not shaking. Even if in the dream, Uncle, like you said when you were presenting your program tonight, in the dream, it's better I die following you people than following any other person. Do you understand? So, but now I want to ask this question. In as much as I know that we have the best structure, the best administration, the best of the best, even in heaven and on earth, I still want to ask this question. Because when I was listening to the legal luminary who, on behalf of the entourage of Mazi Namdekano's, our lawyers who went to visit him when he was making that presentation of the message he brought for us alongside after the visit, I came to think of so many things. See, I think they should know that we have so much traitors and a lot of people who are looking out to get one mistake that they will capitalize and begin to mess around. Now, I am asking because it is only when I hear from Radio Biafra I will act on that. And also, if I'm hearing from Radio Biafra, it must be from either Mazi Ikechukwu or from any of you people now seated here today, or maybe from Mazi Ikechukwu. And if any other thing should be added, I think you people always give us information to say, please, also person like Ima Powerful will do this, will give this remark and this presentation. Now, I'm saying I'm not opting out for what I believe and what I will always die in need. All I'm saying is that this will bring a room for people to begin to act. Why is it that the Ifeanyi Jimoh and did not tell us in the pre-notice that so person who worked together with them is coming to present this voice note and all that to us? I know a lot of them who are listening to us now will be happy hearing me saying this, but I just want us to do this. I want the youth to liaise with the legal luminary and tell them to come on stage. And as you people are talking now, to let us know, yes, you people permit him to with you people, and we ask him to say this to us. Because so many of them begin to overreact, that something is wrong, that all this while is only Ifeanyi Jimoh and Ejimako is here, and also Ezekumi. That's the only people they know. So all of a sudden, what happened that somebody came, the voice note and all that. So I'm only saying, because to me, without anybody bringing information to me, I will believe in Nnamdi Kanu and you people until I die in this struggle. This is me. So I'm only asking that after now, please, you talk to them and let them understand that we want to go in the people who are responsible pass information to us anytime they are going there. That's the only thing I want to say. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who's here out there. Bye.
There were. Mazi Isaiah, or Deputy, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I would like to go into this, particularly on the matter. It's very, very important. I understand where he's going, and I think that that our brother is definitely a hardcore. But please, a situation like this, we say in Igbo language, we have our legal practitioners and advocates who represent our leader. These people have got their professional job. They are not officers of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And that is why you cannot all the time, at all places, expect them to, dabble into what we do or somehow, always be available to communicate. In IPOB, we have channel of communication. And that is why we have a structure. That is why we have the Directorate of State. That is why we have the head of Directorate of State. That is why we have the deputy. That is why we have the continental reps. That is why we have the national coordinator, and so on and so forth. So that is why we all say, here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, and that is where we get our information. So if it is sanctioned by the leadership and propagated by the leadership and conveyed by the leadership, it is real. You better take it.
There were. And Mazi, I don't know what he said also, which I, to my own understanding also, he also meant about structuring the output from the legal theme. That's what I mean. That is what I think he also meant. Not, just any person, because there are many lawyers, there are many attorneys. Any person may be put on voice. It's good, it's not bad. But I don't know whether you understand what, I try to understand, so that any person cannot just come out and, while driving, he make a voice note on WhatsApp and say, I just come out, look at what happened, this and that. So it can also cause a kind of maybe misunderstanding.
I want to say something to that regard.
Yeah, that's right. So that the insight,
yes,
more
actually,
insight.
Yes, what that brother, that Umeh Mazi Ikechukwu said is a very very valid point. Is like you said, he's a hardcore. Even from
he is.
The way he speaks, he will know a true Biafran. So the point he made is very very valid, and I believe sometimes we understand some of the situations, but we don't want to put our legal teams down in the public regardless. A suggestion and the point he picked up with a very valid one, which I believe some of them are listening to us on the radio. I believe some of the legal practitioners are listening to us, IPOB legal practitioners. And of course, I was not, I don't want to say much on that. And I believe some of the assigned officers that are conducting this our legal teams will get in touch with them and also draw the attention to this particular case, because it's very very important we coordinate ourselves. And this now goes back to what I was saying earlier, that what we are trying to do now before we launch into the new nation called Biafra is a nation build, and some of these things we need to correct them, understand how nations is being run, how everybody knows their limits, where to stop, and what to do when and what not to do. So these things are what we're battling now, because our people have been devastated with the system with ourselves in. Which I don't blame them. It affects both the ones in the class school and one there. This is how it affects everybody. So you can see the best, and sometimes you see them in a good environment. Then you see the best out of them, the good ones. But once you are in the zoo, I remember one time I came home and I was trying to use the method of the way we drive here. My brother was laughing at me. But you will sit, you will wait here until Christ come. They won't let you. You have to behave like a madman like them. You can imagine. For years, I have to now behave like a madman to be able to cross my way. You see, that is the whole situation. But regardless, he made a valid point, and definitely will make sure that this matter is being communicated to some of our people, so they won't be putting themselves into also harm's way while trying to save our people. The situation is very, very frustrating. I can understand the lawyers' concerns as well. Thank you very much.
Though the lawyer, he did not do anything wrong, because he also introduced himself, is verifiable. So we are just saying it, for clarity's sake anyway. And this question,
Mazi, let me just add one point there. You see, there is a difference in the makeup or the body of this very message that was delivered compared to some of the lawyers that will come and somehow deliver a message, that borders on the modus operandi of this very movement. That is where we have concern. We don't have any issue with a lawyer that brings a message of hope, a message of discipline, and that has been sanctioned by the leadership, because The leadership, once the leadership allows that message or sanctions it or okays it or tells you that this is in order, it means it is in order. Of course, there are some messages that will come out at some point that appears to do with the dealings of the internal IPOB operation that is, in so many ways only exacerbating the very tranquility we all yearn for. So that is something that I know maybe that is why the brother came to say this, because sometimes you have one or the other that will come out and say things that somehow causes some incendiary, and that of course is not acceptable, and that is why at some point repudiated by the leadership, because things like that need to be be evaluated before they are somehow put in the air. So, but in this case, we also have to understand where our leader is, his situation, and to understand that things might not always be perfect in that very, very, regard, when it comes to communication. But he is right. If he will listen to Radio Biafra and understands that the leadership allows that to go on, it means he will fall in line. And I thank him for that understanding. I think if every Biafran will have that understanding, we won't have much problem.
Of course. The key word there is being sanctioned by the leadership. That is the key word.
Exactly.
That is the key word.
Exactly.
Because once anything is being sanctioned by the leadership, it's finished. So that's it. We must continue. Let me go to
Unmute yourself, Mazi.
Yeah, Maz, I would say, well, you didn't do well, if we were good here. No? Even
Go on, I'm listening.
No, he can understand. Even our our deputy HOD, Mazi Ikechukwu, telling us that there is a message that will bring out that is, if it's concerned with with IPOB model of Biafraland, they have to look into it before they can want to to choose or not to choose. At the same time, as Zayubas say his own, at the end of the day, Jonathan say, well, anything the leadership say is the final. So our leader, a message from our leader now, they have to choose the one that is favorable, the one that is in their own good. If it's not in their own good, it's not going anywhere. Mazi, please, you listen to it. No?
Thank you very much. To be quite frankly, this 8 minutes or 10 minutes is like I want to hang myself. Do you know why? Because the voices I'm hearing, like someone is hitting you with a sledgehammer in the back of your head. That's exactly the way those voices are ringing in my ears. You see, one thing in life, the only thing that doesn't change in life is truth. And whenever you start lying, once you lie once, it requires 100 lies to cover one lie. If you listen to all these men, including Isaiah Oba, Tony Nzurumike, they cannot answer any straight question. Mazin Nandekan does not beat around the bush when he asks him question. That's why Onyendu do Q&A. Across board, he didn't say IPOB members call me. He opened the line for everybody to call him. He answered questions from different people, not only Biafrans, and convinced them to believe in what we are doing. You listen to them. There's some lawyers. The one they call, you say they have a channel. IPOB have a channel of communication. And what is that channel of communication? Chike doesn't give out personal data information from a principal officer to a clown in his bedroom. He read it to the public. That's the channel of IPOB. That's the modus operandum. They're telling you. Isaiah Yoruba told you that we don't want to put our lawyers down. That is why they allow the message. Now, this one is telling you that, okay. You see, they retreat, just they don't know what to say. Chike Doziem, let me give you the absolute, and Chike Doziem knows this. That is why Chike Doziem cannot even come out today and talk. What does he know he's going to talk? He can't speak. He cannot walk. Because he has soiled his hand. These men are evil, Mazi. Tony Mzumike will dive on him, that homeless man in Germany, on Saturday, like you said. We will dive on him on Saturday. You see these people? All of them from A to Z. That guy they called Jonathan, I thought the guy had, I don't know, maybe they are paying him. And everyone is bragging that he bought his laptop because some of them, they think they have done too much. We don't say things we do for IPOB. People have given their life. Even if you give IPOB all your inheritance, you don't buy any life. So we don't come out and start talking. And in UK here, have you ever seen me say anything? They can testify by themselves. They can't. So what I'm saying in essence is this. When you listen to these people, Mazi, if you don't throw up, you're not an IPOB member. The ones in the leadership, okay. Ask him, who is this leadership that they're referring to? Who is the leadership they are referring to? The guy asks a specific question. And that is the argument. That's why I brought up, they have not told us what's wrong with Ejimakor's message that borders in our modus operandum and internal. IPOB does not have any internal, we don't have any internals anymore. In IPOB, we don't, remember that useless woman I addressed in London here, yeah? That lady, the first time EZUMEZU brought that lady attention, I saw him, he's one, anywhere you go, he's videoing because I think him and Chike, all of them came from. In UK now, what we have in UK now as the IPOB is Ohaneze Ndibo and village meeting. These people compare themselves. I don't want to start talking about because the evidence is abound. This is a complete village meeting they are doing here in UK in collaboration with Ohaneze Ndibo. That lady wrote something on the chat when we're doing program, and I specifically told her we don't discuss IPOB internal issue outside. But how would they be talking about internal? Why Chike Doziem is pulling his personal data that a principal officer sent to him as an apology? It was in the hands of somebody that have never served in any position in IPOB. That's why I told you these guys have got no moral justification. Even Chike Doziem doesn't supposed to say a word concerning IPOB. That simple question. Look at how all of them are free flapping. I remember when I spoke to this Isaiah, but the same thing, he was ranting. There's no cohesion. I remember one time he came into our meeting. We were talking about somebody bought something. Somebody spent 7,000 something IPOB money without receipt. He said, no, you shouldn't be talking about that. So we shouldn't talk about that. That we're talking about freedom. How are you going to get freedom if there's no accountability? I remember when I called him. When I called him, it's the same thing. Nothing changed. They have got nothing to offer. They're just there. Some of them are there to be, they want to be involved. Maybe some of them are collecting money from Nigeria. Because I can't tell you, I know how many people have approached me before. See all these people? I'm saying it loud on air here. I have had people come to me because they know I'm involved. I won't take a dime for IPOB. Not in my life. So IPOB is the only fastest way for you to connect or you to make money. Some of them are just hanging in there because they communicate with the politicians back home. The guy asks a very simple question. Now, this useless Zumike coming back and telling him that somebody make any comment that is what is he talking about, Mazi? What did the Jumako said here that is Chike Doziem you seen today? If The whole DOS was dissolved in 2015. Who are these cockroaches? Who are they? I want them to tell me which leadership are they talking about? For that information, they have accepted that message. And Mazi Nnamdi will never pass message directly to them. It will come publicly. They will mark my word. I George Umeh said it. Mazi Nnamdi only do a spirit. He knows these people by their names. Onyendu said in 2019, I quote, that when they asked him, Onyendu, how many men have you found out of 100? Onyendu said, I have not found up to 3 people. Then Uchemofo was still with us. All these men are there. Do you think Onyendu is a stupid man? Mazi Nnamdi can know these people by their names and what their capability. They know their limitation. All of them from A to Z. But when Yeshua came to the world, he worked with those that were available. He never worked with any intellectual. He worked with the carpenters and all that kind of source people. Those that were available. Onyendu is working with what is available. The availability of those that was there is what he's working with. But he knows these people. Yeshua knows that Judas was the one who was going to sold him. He knows them by their names. So, Mazi, you see this particular audio they will listen to, yeah? I'm sweating. It's like I'm being tortured. Because I don't listen to this man anymore. Not me, George. A common question that deserves a very straightforward answer. The guy himself is being politically correct because he didn't have the balls to ask them. Why didn't you attend to Barrister Ejimakors? Because it's very simple. The question that guy brought was, why did you ignore Barrister Ejimakors' tweet and now acting upon Nnemeka? And Nnemeka, for their information, Barrister Nnemeka is not Onyendu's lawyer. It was sent there as an observer from Ohaneze Ndigbo. It's an observer from Ohaneze Ndigbo. So why would Chikedoziem obey and observer's message than the lawyer that was a legitimate lawyer to Onyendu that you guys paid for? That pushing our case internationally tells you all you need to know. They can answer the question. The guy that came, because you see, this is one thing about, you know why we failed 67? I have met some of our veterans or mothers and all that. The way they think, we can't achieve anything. You see, sentiment. That's one thing I repost in my war about chess. Some people play chess, think that chess is the only way you can go to war. Anybody that play chess and thinking that that's how the real life is, we fail. Because everything in chess is visible. And there's no sentiment. Sentiment is something you cannot take away from people. That is why you see soldier that is a soldier, they now become a Boko Haram. That's sentiment because they believe in their ideology. I want us to take one thing tonight. You see these guys, yeah? They has got nothing to offer. But Onyendu is not worried, no. It's me and you here that's stressing. We have to do it because that's our job. But Mazi Nnamdi, I'm telling you, Onyendu know these people by their names and what they can do and what they cannot do. That's why he sat down in DSS dungeon watching them. And now they is beating their arrant madness.
Mazi, please 1 minute. Mazi, please 1 minute. I want to ask you this one question, Mazi. Mazi, is the leadership now more powerful than our leader, our spring leader? Because you can hear at the end of the day what Mazi Tony Ezumike said and what Jonathan said to capture it. That what this leadership said is okay, it's final.
And he said yes. And he said yes. He said yes. He said yes.
So Mazi, oh my God. No, so these men now have decided to work against our leader. It's
not decided. It's evidently. This is what has been carried out across board. What they are grooming now, IPOB of today under Chikedoziem has turned into Igbo meeting. I said hardcore Igbo meeting and Ohaneze Ndigbo. That's what I can say. Maybe because that guy is Ohaneze Ndigbo lawyer, that's why they accepted his message. This is a sign. Some of us don't know that Barrister Nnemeka is representing Ohaneze Ndigbo. He's an observer. He's not only a direct lawyer. He's not. Nnemeka is not Onyendu lawyer. He's an observer from Ohanese Ndibo. If Chikedozie can obey him, and this tweet here, they ignore it. Man, we didn't come out for nothing, but I challenge him. What we see one thing in life is that truth. My hands are clean. I have checked. That I don't have permanent friend, neither a permanent enemy. But okay, for these people, all of them have soiled their hand. They've been embezzling money. You see them. I see them the other day. I was going through my Facebook. I just saw people dancing. They are doing the same faces. Nothing changed. Clowns. When you talk autopilot, 80% of them there are heavily involved with autopilot, pretending. But their leader is Chikedozie. Because we know who all of them there, but you don't accuse people because all of us are under oath. We have proofs of all this, but I believe that all these are disgruntled IPOB members because they want to drift you to go. But people like us, we know why we joined. I didn't join because of you joined. I'm not there because of you. I didn't see you before I joined. I know what I told them the day I joined. The same place they are dancing, that place is where I took my oath. I know what I told them. And I've dared them to put it out. Let the world see what I said there. My word has not changed. Is it the kind of people who want to restore Biafra with? So it's obvious. Because when we started this argument, that only order must be obeyed, people say, how do you know that only Chikedozie is flouting only order? Is now staring in your face. That young man that called Radio Biafra is having the balls. He's being political incorrectness because he still believes that he's loyal to IPOB. My brother, I want to tell you something. Some of you might be claiming that you go to school or you're smart. Go and read our code of conduct. If you go check code of conduct, the man at the code of conduct gave you the power to you to stand up and question any idiot. Any idiot. Before you, the code of conduct gave you that power. So, when people talk, sometimes I look at them and I laugh. Mazi, we don't want to dwell too much in this. We just came out here to just do, and I think this time we're giving is fine because we're coming back Saturday. We have to work tomorrow. It's almost, for me, your time is better. You've gone too far. We didn't start early. So for me, that particular audio, probably you need to stretch it out, but it doesn't make any sense to me because what they are saying, everything they have said there, they're saying leadership. And that is why all these clowns you see that are looking for, I don't know, some of them now doesn't work, or for they're getting small penny from peanut from Facebook. Is that where they're surviving? They're looking for followers. IPOB. Our platform has not been commercialized. So if you're making money out of IPOB, you're drinking the blood of our people. Even the zoo is better than you. Any single one of you on social media will IPOB when they make fund. We are drinking that blood. Know it today, George. I told you. And your generation will suffer for it. We didn't come to make money. We came to liberate our people. We came to put our own money there. Not to take from our people. I was in social media before all of you. Go and check my record. It's not about, it's not bragging. Can you speak more than I do? Can you get me more? I don't need it. I was up there. I calm down. That's why when I look at some of you riffraffs, people think that all of us are in the same lane. Some of you have been like on your life, you've been a con man on your life. Think what some of us are con? No, we're not. We came out with our hearts to do what? To restore Biafra and liberate our people. And Mazi Ikechukwu, he said, Mazi, ending this program, put that lamentation for Onyendu. That Onyendu said, I need real men. Let them come out now. That guy that called on the Biafra, that is, it was only called because they cannot do Q&A anymore because they know people will prompt them to ask questions. Someone the other day now confess about finance. He can't come because once he put his mouth there, somebody will call. Though they're arranging call, but somebody must call. They won't expect because they're on live on air. They have got no choice. They'll answer questions, and they'll keep on exposing themselves. That's why. Have you ever seen Chikedozie cannot do Q&A because so that one he can't even give a complete sentence properly. Talk less of when people put him in a spot. That is where those women useless him. Remember that woman, that highway. Then we were thinking that this guy maybe he was being humble. That is where those people know, including Simon Ekpa, know that Chikedozie cannot even lead his own household. He can't lead it
Because a man that answers questions that don't have answer, is that the kind of a man that can lead you? How can you be answering questions you don't have no answer? Go and listen to that audio again. That's where you know that Chike Doziem in his household, that's why he don't know who his wife is, don't know who his kids is. For you to open your mouth and answering questions that you have got no answer to, and you're leading people, even on gunpoint, I won't answer what I don't know. Because I know it will be used against me tomorrow. I'd rather die on my legs or I believe on my nails. So for me, Mazi, these people, I don't only say he has not found 3 men in 2018-19. After he surfaced in Israel, it was accessible. How many men have you found out of 100? Onyendu said, categorically, I have not found up to 3. Uchemofo was there. Uchemofo now has gone on, that one has gone with his own wahala. You know, but I said, Uchukwu Kabiama will judge him with his generation because of the blood of our people, that his hand is soiled. I won't judge him. But I always say that Uchemofo, I will take Uchemofo 1 million times against Chikedoziem and his gang of today. Because at least they respected Mad. He keep Mazin Nande Kano on his own time. Gather the house. Even though we have more enemy than within, but we fought against them head on. Not most within. These are evil men. Maz, I will stop here. Saturday, that homeless idiot that live in Germany, they call him Zurumike, we put him on notice to understand we are not here to play. Mazi.
Yeah. Mazi, thank you so much.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You know, I you know, Biafrans, on this program, come with your open hearts. Come and listen to the bitter truth. Come and listen to the bitter truth. We are not fighting the leadership. What we are doing, we are fighting the evil in the leadership. Those that say that they will not obey our leader's order. These are the people that we are fighting. These cabals. Mazi Chike Doziem, Tones Lumike, Chinasa Nwolu, Isaiah Yoba, Osna Abani, Chukwu Ofoma, and Chukwu Obielu. No, these are the cabals that say, if you can listen, they say, well, anything that leadership say is final. So our leader's order is not final anymore. So we have to go now because it's late here. It's late here. Thank you, Biafrans. And I want to pass this message to the IPOB in Germany. I want to ask one simple question. Who do you hear the voice and join IPOB? Let me ask again. Who do you hear the voice and join IPOB? Is it Chike Doziem or our spring leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do the needful. Give every support to Mazi Abraham. As our leader said, obey our leader's instruction. They won't.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Mazi.
Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafraland. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work. I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families, and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafraland, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men until we redeem our honor, until we look at integrity and say we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you, this is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. Struggling to count how many men there are in Biafraland. There are no more men left. We cannot do. Weak, docile, and imbecile. I don't know how we can take such people to war.
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra. Thank you for all listening. And please share this program. Let it go viral. We know that this message is getting to them. We are here to defend and to protect our code of conduct, and our leaders' order must implement. Please, I leave you here with this music.
si n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Udo megwara megidere ha. Okwu mmadụ megidere ha. Ọtarụ megidere ha. Ihe na-akụ megidere ha. Elu na ala megidere si n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Elu megidere ha. Megide. Elu na ala megidere si n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Ọlọ́bìnrin àpò megidere ha. Òkùnkùn megidere ha. Bíṣọ́ọ̀dì megidere ha. Ọlọ́wọ́ ọ̀yà megidere ha. Fẹ́ẹ́lú n'ala megide onye si n'ọka dịrị anyị na mma. Elu megide ha. Ala megide. Elu n'ala megide onye si n'ọka dịrị anyị na mma. Aja ọlọ́gbọ̀ egwu megidere ha. Agụ megidere ha. Ngene megidere ha. Ife megidere ha. Ọkụ megidere ha. Eke megidere ha. Megidere ha. Megidere ha. Megidere ha. Elu n'ala megidere si n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Elu megidere ha. Megide, elu n'ala megide na-ese n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Obodo megidere ha. Megidere ha. Agụya megidere ha. Agụ megidere ha. Elu n'ala megide onye si n'ọgara dịrị anyị na mma. Elu megide ha. Ala megide. Elu n'ala megide onye si.
Yeah, thank you, wonderful people of Biafra. Yeah, from me, from here, it is good night.